Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. I had to finish off school before I did anything, just because finals week was hectic and I didn't want to take on the responsibility of also making videos. So I kind of just took the entirety of May and some April off just to start, up again back in June. So it's June. Great, I'm back. We're making videos and we're starting a new series. I've decided I'm gonna start actually doing something with this channel, and I figured out what I wanted to do, and that is make a series called The Problem With. Now, if you couldn't tell from the intro, I'm starting off with my number one biggest problem with life, and that is me. The reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like it is my personal responsibility to hate on myself before the internet can hate me. And it's a big deal to me. I don't know. I just want to talk about really anything and everything that's a problem with, and starting off with me just seems like a good talking point, and that's just kind of what I want to do right now. Is just talk about myself, and this is definitely not an excuse to trauma dump, because I'm not going to trauma dump, or at least I'll try not to. I'm trying to avoid pretty much anything personal in my life. I don't want to open up everything to you guys, because you guys are just terrible people. I'm just joking. No, I bet you guys are great. But, so let's just get on with what the problem with me is. So, enjoy. While recording this video, I have found it really difficult to talk bad about myself. Like, speaking wise, I could talk bad about myself mentally, but the words just can't come out properly. So, pretty much the first thing I want to talk about that I have a problem with is my go with the flow kind of attitude. Now, this attitude has been with me for years now. I've gone with the flow. And what that pretty much looks like is, imagine going down a river on a log. Just chilling. You're going maybe a little bumpy at times, maybe a little whoo from here to here. But those are like the minor problems. Like, they're just the little problems that kind of get in the way, or little tasks that get in the way. But they're very simple. They can just be done really quickly. That's the little ripples, or the little rocks poking out of the water. Then you get closer and closer to a waterfall. That's your big problem. The waterfall leads to this many sharp rocks, right? So you're cruising down, you get those little bumps, you take care of those problems, you settle down, you start relaxing. All of a sudden, boom, you go off the waterfall. And then that's where you get to your big problems. How are you going to deal with this? How are you going to deal with that? That's life to me. I live life on the river, is kind of what I say. I just go with the flow, and when I jump off the river, we'll see how easy it is to survive, how many sharp rocks are on the bottom, and go from there. And most of the time, I've been able to make it out, right? That's just how it is, right? Say, for example, just an example. This person, let's say like a 12-year-old, right? 12-year-old is living like they're cruising down a river, and they're going down. They get oh, you got school, boom, like you're struggling in school, that's okay, like that's just a minor little ripple. And then they go out the river, and then there's like, oh, there's this little problem here where, oh, you forgot to turn in an assignment. And then they get closer, and then they like school goes well. Everything's fine with them. Their grades are fine. They finally manage to turn in all their missing assignments, all that stuff, and all of a sudden, boom, their parents get a divorce, right? That's the waterfall. Whew, that's a big problem. Like, how this first time it's ever happened to you, you don't know how to deal with it. You go down that waterfall, and then all of a sudden, boom, you hit the bottom, the sharp rocks. And you either ride out keep going, like get all the scraps of logs and keep cruising down, make a little raft out of the log and keep going down, or you could just stay there, right? And just be like, oh, all of a sudden it starts affecting all the schoolwork you just, fixed, right? Your grades start dropping because you're like, oh, my parents are separating. And you get like that guilt that like they don't like, it's your fault, or they don't love you anymore. And it's just like, it's difficult, right? That's a difficult time into your life as a 12-year-old. You just, boom, parents divorce, and then all of a sudden everything starts falling apart. Your grades start falling apart, your relationship with your family starts falling apart. Everything just starts falling apart, right? There's like the choice that you can go through it, ride it out, ride the waterfall out, see if you can make it through the river, or you could just stop and just give up, right? That's just kind of how I work. It's just, I'm riding down the waterfall or the river, fall down the waterfall, either makes it or breaks it, I either make it out with the log, or I break it and I stay there and I'm just like, like that's just how I live life. The scary part about it is I feel like the one day that might come true, where instead of falling down, surviving, and keep going, I fall down and I stay put. I'm just laying there. And that's because it's mainly because I have a fear of the future. You never know what's going to happen, right? That's just how it is for me. I don't know what's going to happen. Life hits you with different obstacles, and I haven't done much planning of what I want to do with my life. I don't know if I want to go to college. I don't know if I don't want to go to college. I don't know what I want to do with my life. It's just very difficult, right? This is the time where I gotta watch the waves, the little tides, to see if the waterfall will be easy to survive, right? And that's just the problem I have right now with that thing. And it's just a minor problem, like with me. I can eventually figure out what I want to do. I have 2 years, which isn't a lot of time in my eyes, but I think it's enough. It's enough time. So I'll figure out what I want to do with my life, and then that problem is resolved in my eyes. But another problem with me, let's see, let's think about it for a second. Another problem with me is fears. Let's get into fears. I just talked about how the future is a fear. Another fear I have is kind of attachments, emotional attachments. I love being alone and hate it at the same time, right? It's kind of those like, oh, I'm alone, everything's great, this person's not bugging me, this person's not bugging me. But it's like, once those people leave, it's bad. Like, life's boring, I'm sad, I'm upset, nothing's good, right? Like, that's just what life is to me, right? Is I have to have someone, even if they're not there. Like, I need to know that there's someone there that cares about me. And like being alone is fine with me as long as there's just someone there, right? Whether it's like I just know that they care about me, or like they're physically in the room and it's just quiet. Like that's just a big fear of mine, I guess, is just being alone with no one to love you. And I think it's a very common fear amongst people. I don't know. I don't know people's thoughts. I don't know their minds. I don't know their personalities. But that's just a fear of mine. And then another fear of mine is I don't know why, but I not I don't know. I don't know what's another fear of mine. I know the two fears is the unknown and the unknown, like the future is unknown, and like and just being alone. The fear of the unknown and the fear of being alone. You know, that's just that's just me. I don't know. I got a lot of problems, but there's always help. You'll always have help. If you have problems, go get help. It'll benefit you tremendously. And I don't know if that was a word, tremendously. We'll figure it out. But it'll help you significantly. Because it has helped me, and it will help you too. I guarantee it. Well, actually, I can't guarantee it. Nothing's guaranteed except death. But yeah, that's really the big problems I have. Is it's just life. Living life is my biggest problem. I don't know how to navigate the vessel yet, but we'll get there someday. We'll get there someday, and hopefully you guys are there to help me on the cruise. You know, help me on this path, because, like I said before, I love being alone. Hate to be alone. You know, love alone. Hate being alone. Love-hate relationships. You gotta love them. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, those are the biggest problems with me that I wanted to share. And if you enjoyed me talking about my problems, I guess like and subscribe. I don't know. We want to get that number up. I don't know. I think I can make it to 1,000, but maybe even 1,000,000. Or I'm just delusional. I'm a nobody. But anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. So.